So the next thing is scheduling and execution. So we have to set a schedule. Establish a regular calling schedule. Aim to reach out to each registered member at least once every quarter or whatever you decide the frequency should be. If you've got a huge parish, maybe it is quarterly. Or if it's a certain parish member that is a little bit prickly, maybe you don't reach out to them every month or every day. Don't reach out to people every day,
Especially Ty.
especially me. But if you set that regular, just ask them like, "Hey, how often do you want to be reached out to? Is it based off of the events that are coming up? Would you mind if I reached out to you if I feel like a certain event is right in your wheelhouse that you should know more about? Or do you just want me to reach out to you every month, quarter? Like, how often would you like me to reach out? Because I don't want you to block me, right? Um, that is a great conversation to have within that initial conversation. Because if you don't ask that question and you don't know and you just constantly berate them with your phone number popping up on their cell phone, they're probably not gonna like that and just subconsciously block you or tune you out, I should say. Um, Once you've set the schedule and you're starting to call it, track progress. Use a tracking system, whether that's a Google spreadsheet or Excel spreadsheet, whatever database you want to use. Monitor the calls that are made, monitor the responses received, and monitor just the follow-up actions that are required. So bonus points if you're actually using a customer relationship management tool, a CRM tool. Now, this could be a whole separate episode. Like I love CRMs and I also hate CRMs at the same time because people that use CRMs don't typically keep them updated. Welcome to the world of sales. So the CRM can help out for different events that you're having, fundraisers that you're having, but it really puts to paper, digital paper, the work that you're doing. And if something were to come up and you weren't available to do it, another team member can step in to say, "Oh, Ty was here with, this event or with this parishioner. They were talking about this. They're going to donate X amount of money or food or whatever to the event." Now they just take it and they can continue to run with it versus calling Ty and I'm on my deathbed, sicker than a dog and I can't talk to you and you're, going through the same processes that you've or I should say repeating the same process that I've already done with a certain parish member. So use a tracking system, a CRM. You could use Nutshell. I think Constant Contact is another CRM. Just you got to have something, and there are free ones out there, so you don't have to spend any money. But I do recommend having a good CRM. Um, with those progress reports, you gotta have regular reports to parish leadership on the progress and impact of the outreach efforts. Uh, if you're not if you're not using parish resources wisely, not now, John, maybe you could speak to this. It's not like an endless amount of resources that the parish has. So if you're spending, even if it's $10 a month on a CRM, and you don't tell them how good it's going, you don't offer them any reports of like the status of why you're needing $10 a month with the CRM, they're probably going to cut you off. Maybe you could speak to like a council that we got to report to.
Well, and what I would actually say is the value of this is that it provides accountability. And I would say we actually have the opposite problem a lot of times in ministry where there is no accountability, right? We just give someone a salary and then they just do their job. And we have that conversation a lot on this podcast. Like, how do you balance the spiritual side and the practical side? Like, no, it's not all about the numbers, but the numbers do matter, right? And I think we get lost. Like, yes, it's a work of evangelization, but everybody in the church is called to evangelize. That's something that is universal to everybody in the church. Your job is something specific you are being paid to do. And if you're at my parish, it's something I am paying you to do. And so I want to know that you're not just throwing seeds out there and hoping they'll sprout. I want to know that you're intentionally evangelizing. This gives you some meat. I remember a while back when I was working in a Catholic school, and my superior told me, "Hey, I want you to kind of track your hours." And I said, "Well, I'm salary." And they said, "Yeah, we want to know kind of what you're doing and when." And then they started asking me, hey, I want you to kind of track the engagement. How many different students? Like I literally had to keep a spreadsheet of the number of students and who I talked to like day by day. And it
Mm,
was a way because after I'd been there for a few years, they just said, hey, we've never had someone stay in this position this long. We don't know how to continue to form it. We need some data. And so it was just those were simple ways to start tracking, like, okay, what is my impact in this community? And so I think it actually something like this gives you it should hopefully help you either realize, oh wow, I'm not doing as much as I thought I was, or to go, wow, the scope of because I found that I was reaching like 2/3 of students throughout the course of a semester, right? In moments. And so that's a good thing. It was like, oh wow, I actually am doing more than I think I'm doing. So it gives accountability to the work you have been called to the work you are being paid to do.